All right, we back, and we just saw Creed 3. Thoughts? Not ready. Thoughts?
I thought it was good. It had the fighting. Yeah, good fighting. They had like good story. Yeah, a lot of nice talking.
Thoughts?
Yeah, it was really good. That's I've seen every Rocky movie except for Creed 2, and I thought that was a good one. So, yeah, would recommend.
Yeah, they had like the betrayal that I really liked. I like that aspect.
What did you think?
I thought it was great. I like the colors. I really thought they were hitting it during their boxing matches, and when they did the little like smoky zone where it was just the two of them in the ring, that really hit for me.
Fucking punch each other through the
Yeah, they hit. Yeah, of course, that was
The
great.
aspect of that was cool.
Broke the universe.
That was pretty clean.
That was cool, yeah.
I feel like I've never seen that in a boxing movie before. They were kind of doing, and I get sick of the.
Yeah, that was cool.
What are those things? Is it a montage? I feel like it felt like a unique montage, and usually I feel like I've seen all the montages at this point, but I feel like they gave me something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
All right, it's me. Okay, Adonis has been thriving in both his career and family life. When a childhood friend and former boxing prodigy resurfaces, the face-off is more than just a fight.
Well, now we're gonna get hit for copyright. You just described the movie.
Well, that's
the whole
okay.
movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. It was very predictable.
Very predictable. Yes, true. I will say
saw
that.
everything, every little plot twist
man.
coming.
Honestly, I wanted the other guy to win for like the whole fucking movie.
You know, I was
It's very
rooting for him
paint by
until he got a
numbers.
little bit annoying.
Yeah.
But-
I mean, he was always gonna be an asshole. That was like guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, predictable, but a very enclosed story. Very definitive stakes. Everyone had sufficient motivation.
See, you know, I feel like honestly the stakes and the motivation, I feel like that's the weakest spot of the movie for me. And I got thoughts about why and whatever. But like,
I feel you,
yeah,
and we'll get into it. But
yeah. There's some it was a great movie. I really liked it, but that was definitely like, I feel like they wouldn't have to change basically anything. Keep every scene that they have, just a couple of things of dialogue that maybe change it a little bit. All right, so like basically I feel like in the beginning, the flashback, they should have just like hinted more that fucking Dame was like up to fucking some bad shit. You know what I mean? Like, where do you get the money from? Like, you know, like, oh, he got the fucking bag with the gun and shit.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
I
he
thought it
pulled
was
out
gonna be bad.
I thought so. Like, if they just hinted more that he was into some fucking like some bad shit, you know what I mean? So that way, and then like Adonis doesn't see that side of him. You know what I mean? He's like kind of like blind to it, whatever. You know. So,
I don't think so.
but I'm just saying that like.
Well, he
basically,
pulled the money out. Didn't he pull the money out and was
pulled the
like,
money
"This
out,
on you"?
But he wasn't
Was
phased.
he like gambling or something?
Yeah,
with
yeah,
it?
but they were just gambling on himself, so that
Yeah,
they never talked.
and he's not proud of that past, so he just.
No,
pushes
I'm
it
just
down.
saying
Yeah,
that
for
basically, you know, to set up the heel turn later, the fact of going like, okay, Dame is an asshole, he's gonna betray him, showing that like, and that, you know, Adonis is like,
Not
oh,
an asshole.
but they made him into an
perfectly
asshole. I mean,
justified.
that's it. They made him justified if they wanted to make it like.
Yeah, they
so
did
why
justify
were
it
we
pretty well.
supposed to root for fucking Michael B. Jordan the whole movie? I wanted fucking Jonathan Majors.
I
to
thought
win.
that was the like, yeah, that's
wondering-
I thought they were doing that on
it's-
purpose.
So it's like, okay, then it's like, oh, hooray, the person we want to win loses, and we're supposed to feel
hey,
uplifted.
no,
It's
you're
like-
supposed to feel something.
Oh,
I mean,
I
up
guess.
until this movie.
I'm just saying, I feel like that wasn't the tone
we
that they
do
were going
root for him,
though.
but we don't.
I
know
think
about
it
that
was,
part of
though.
his
It was
Like-
throughout the whole movie,
like
but
to
then
throw
at the
you off
end,
a
just to
little
be
bit.
like kind of unambiguously, okay, we're on Michael B. Jordan's side. You know, I feel like if they're gonna do that, great, do it. But then like give us like, you know,
You
having
fucked
Jonathan
up.
Majors act like an asshole in one scene.
But I thought that it was what it was
So-
trying to say the two sides. You know
Absolutely,
what I mean?
no, I agree. I really love the
Can
story. I
root for
think
both
what would have
sides.
made the difference is they did the whole fucking story with the daughter fighting in school. It was like, who gives a fuck? It never came back at the end. It had nothing to do with anything. What they should have done is just move that scene to a little bit later. They don't. Michael B. Jordan doesn't want her to fight. No, she doesn't get taught how to fight. She's watching his fights and shit. And so she's repressing the part of herself. Then she starts acting like Jonathan Majors and kind of like who's fighting dirty and shit. She gets in trouble at school for fucking fighting dirty,
That's
doing
like Wakanda Forever.
quoting like the fucking bad guy and shit. And he's like, oh my god, this guy is her new. I'm not being the influence for her with the fighting. She's gonna fight like this guy. She's gonna be like this fucking negative influence now. And so I gotta go back and retake the championship, and it'll be like, I'm preserving, like, it's not about just like, I mean, it's about like the personal battle, but it's also about the stakes for the daughter. It's like, what, we spend so much time on the fucking daughter, and she didn't have shit to do with
It was just
shit.
to describe, like,
It was like, yeah, his life,
it
he's
was
got
him
layers
though.
and
You know, I
whatever.
thought that we were trying to describe his
But then,
anger.
but then
you know what I mean?
his anger, but then what about Jonathan Majors' anger, and then the impact that I feel like the whole thing is like, yeah, they're angry, but then what difference does it make for people? You know what I mean? Like what, like, it's not just them being angry on the inside, but like what is the ripples that comes out from them being angry?
But it wasn't like a mental health thing. I thought that's what they were trying to
totally.
tap in on.
It all
is, like,
was fine as it was, but I
it's
feel
like, you know,
the
mental
daughter.
health. Black people and mental health is just the wave right now.
I feel like the fucking daughter, just like there's all the
Mental
scenes of her
health
being
regarding
like, you
what?
know, fighting
It
at
was just
school.
like
regarding Michael B. Jordan
just
pushing
everything.
his, suppressing his.
suppressing his
Mental
emotions.
It was
and
all
he
about
go to
being able to,
therapy.
like,
yeah, you know,
like
be
all that
responsible
was
with his mother and
awesome.
stuff.
You know, the fucking
Yeah.
like, yeah, I thought that Tessa Thompson's character, whatever the fuck, I can't
she
remember.
wasn't as
her name.
annoying as
Yeah.
she usually is.
Yeah, I thought it was
thank
all-
you.
But
Thank
it was
you,
also
Tessa
very
It was
stereotypical. Like,
The only thing that
I
just
can express my emotions.
I think that they could have tied it all because like her storyline all had to do with fucking Jonathan Majors and shit, because like he was like, it was about like, but the daughter just never was connected to it. I feel like that was what was missing.
She
for
wasn't
me.
even really a character. In
That's
that
it. So if they
though.
made it so that way, okay, she's seeing like, so now fucking Dame is the world champion. She's like, I want to be like Dame, and Dame's a fucking asshole. So she's gonna act like an asshole or whatever. And so that's, I feel like that was what was missing, is some
she's
way to
just a little
connect.
kid though.
Yeah, exactly. So
And
she's impressionable and shit.
She's impressionable, exactly.
Yeah, she was watching
I
his
was cool
fucking
with less of
videos.
her.
But she's
I
the
was definitely
conceit
cool with
for
less of
them to want to be better. Yeah.
Yeah, so like,
to,
if they wanted to have her that much, she should have been connected more to it in any
because
way.
the grandma was the one that was really
Yeah,
the kind of rock of the family or whatever.
Yeah,
they said.
I see.
After she died.
Spoiler
that's
alert,
when-
yeah,
yeah.
I thought that was cool. I
R.I.P.
like how they honored
Kinda
Apollo Creed's legacy, because
flips
like, you know,
switch.
I was wondering like, are they gonna have Carl Weathers show up in some fucking heaven flashback or something? What with the fucking
No,
grandma?
that's corny. We can't do
And then,
that.
I mean, they wouldn't.
That's
Man,
too
can
corny.
you imagine though? I feel like, yeah.
That takes away from the genre. You know what I mean? Of,
it's
like
like,
the boxing
it was
movies.
full on anime at certain points.
It
That
sure
like-
was. I was enjoying this. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the
If
fight.
they
Shout
had
out
the
to
little,
Michael B.
I thought-
Jordan,
oh, you know what?
first
Also,
time
When he hit the
directing
punch
chops.
with the,
Yeah.
the sweat coming
Well, no,
off the back.
he directed this, so
yeah, we
I gotta
know.
respect his
It's
directing
directed
style.
by Michael B. Jordan
Oh yeah,
first.
the other thing I also, they should have made it set up
Should've
so
said
that
that
like,
first, yeah.
to make the end fight like more inevitable, like, so like if Michael B. Jordan was like his bag man and his fucking like, you know, he's like hyping him up and like not, but they like, it should have been like, oh, like, why are like them building up to a fight as kids or whatever, if like the mentor and like the train, you know, like the what, I feel like it like, if this was like the big fight, then like there's not, they never talked about fighting each other at any point in the movie up to that.
Because they
You
were
knew it was
brothers.
gonna
I know,
happen.
yeah, but
you
like the
didn't
thing is,
know.
it's
That
like,
was
I
real.
mean,
You didn't know that
I feel like,
until
yeah, and the other thing too. So I
scene.
feel like they could have. I get why they didn't have Stallone in this. First of all, I think that like,
Who?
because Sylvester fucking
Oh,
Rocky.
Sylvester Stallone,
Yeah.
real Sylvester Stallone.
Because he was in the last two and whatever, and I
Also,
think
yeah.
it was fine having him not here because
I
it
thought so
wasn't his
too.
story.
Yeah,
but I
for
think
sure.
that they still could have like. So Rocky 3 was the one where Apollo Creed was like the fucking. He was the hero of that one because he told Rocky, go like, okay, Mr. T's like, he's too deadly for you. You gotta change what you're doing or whatever. And they kind of like, so I feel like they needed to like, they didn't really go into like the mechanics of boxing with like how Michael B. Jordan was changing anything or like adjusting. Like they were
But
like,
they use
okay,
it as a story beat,
he's,
you know what I
he's
mean?
watching all your moves. He knows all your fucking moves. So you gotta change your fucking style. You know what I
You
mean?
just use it as a story beat rather than go into it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
wasn't,
be like, you know
the
what I mean?
boxing wasn't like
That was
it
so
wasn't,
really- yeah.
technical at all.
It, like,
Honestly, I felt like the movie wasn't as much about boxing.
Yeah.
It really, like, that was just like a piece of it.
I'm
a
saying
small
all these
piece.
things with the, I really like that movie. I think it's one of the better kind of Rocky movies.
There is
Just
a
I say
training
that because it's part
montage.
of the
Yeah, for sure.
franchise.
There's
You
a
know?
Hollywood training.
But at the
montage,
same
it's
time, I
pretty
do
cool.
like
Yeah,
the learning about the boxing, like sort of the strategy that they would go in with and whatever. And they never had like. Also, how come Dame never fought dirty against Adonis? He was a fucking scratch with his elbows and
I
shit.
was curious on that too. Maybe he was trying to, but he wasn't
Yeah.
letting him. That seemed like something they
I-
would have recorded
and-
and decided maybe like, all right, cut this out.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like
they
all
did
the
allude
things
to that.
like, you know, I've just been like sort of saying. I feel like it's just the little things of dialogue just to address it or
Yeah.
whatever. Just like I feel like it wouldn't take, but I thought the movie was cool.
Okay, I thought that they were using those little things of dialogue
Yeah.
to address things, but that's how they were just getting over,
Yeah, yeah.
not really addressing a lot of things.
Yeah,
Because I was waiting for him to do the weird punch,
for it and whatever.
and and that's
didn't
why he should have won.
I feel like, you know, it all was there, and maybe just like spending like a little bit more time just like showing some of that stuff, and like maybe a little, if they're not going to make the girl integrated into the plot, maybe a little less of the little girl, because like what the fuck did she have to do? I mean, yeah, it's
you're
great.
just really hating on that little
Well,
girl.
it's
He's
'cause
like,
she
man,
didn't know.
why
Yeah.
is
She
she even in the movie?
No, she was great, but like, you know,
Take her out.
the actress was good and shit or whatever, but like I just feel like she just didn't have enough to do with anything. Like they should have made it like she only met
Yo,
like
she barely had like 10 minutes of screen
she was
time.
in there like all the
But
fucking
it was just
time.
that dragging
It was,
on
like,
in scene
You know
of
what,
him
I
like,
guess
we're
because
playing in the ring. I was like,
everything
all right,
else
the
in
movie's
movie-
over.
Everything else in the movie felt like it was following this momentum. It was building towards shit, and then it's just sort of like go to a stop with like that's because it didn't tie back in. Like the grandmother tied in, you know, the fucking like talking about the past trauma tied in with the wife and everything.
They introduced a new strand, I feel like, about him being at a home. Was that a thing in the other movies, or did I just like, was that just
No,
new?
that's a new plot.
Okay, all right. Because I was like, is there something
But
I
that's
had
what I'm
already
saying
missed
with
in the
with
stories?
you know, it's a whole new plot structure where they introduce them at the beginning with the flashback.
I was cool with that. That was
And
interesting.
then they'd reveal who this Leon guy was, who was just beating them in this home.
Yeah.
I guess.
I was like, I thought it was gonna be like his dad
Well,
or something.
I was surprised they didn't bring up the fact that Leon didn't recognize him and shit. I feel like that would have been like a really big, like even extra fucking twist
Also,
of the knife
yeah,
there.
he's
That
talking
was-
about Leon and Tessa Thomas was trying to like figure out what happened.
That was so annoying
and then,
to me for some reason.
And then he finally tells her after the mom dies, and Tessa's you know, like she's totally fine with it. She's like, you were in the right this whole time, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, maybe a little bit more pushback there, like.
Yeah.
Well, he did just beat him up and then run.
Who?
Donis, he just beat him up and run.
I feel like it's like but then
but
the fact that he never reached out to him.
never
or whatever,
reached out.
That's like it's kind of just
And
makes him
also,
into just an
Rose-
asshole.
It was trying to save his life, like.
Do you guys blame the mom then for not? If he had seen the letters, would he have
I
reached
feel
back
like
out?
it's not.
Or
I feel like
we
all
blame
the
the moms, or who we
the,
say
the,
whose
the
fault is
reasons
it?
that they did everything all made sense.
Yeah, it all
It's just
checked out
sort of
for
like
sure.
it's just like okay, so
And
our
again, it was
heroes.
predictable.
I
It
wanted
was
the villain
literally-
to win more than I
He
wanted the
comes
hero to win.
out,
I feel like that's kind of a problem if you want us to be happy at the end.
Jonathan
It's
Majors
like-
is pissed because that could have been him. He wanted to be the champ this whole time, and then so he just.
I like the fact that
Wants to get
he
back
hired
there.
the fucking guy to break the.
Yeah, that
shit.
was.
I saw
I
that
feel like they.
smile away.
I
I mean,
know,
it
same,
was
but
like-
they like didn't even hit on that hard enough. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that was a major
So
beat.
just
that
like
was talking about his
showing that
character.
he
You
like
could've
make
forgot
yeah
about
he's
that,
like I feel like they spend so much time making him like compelling in terms of his like backstory and
Let's talk
rootability,
about
but then it's like they didn't spend long enough. He acted like an asshole and he was an asshole, but I feel like they like
But then it was like, but you're not.
yeah, it's like it makes too much sense.
But I mean,
why
you know,
you're
that's
doing
people.
This.
I feel like it was trying to also do like that's what prison does to people. It
Yeah.
bugs people up. You
But
know what I
then they
mean?
could
And
just,
it's like a
talk about it.
re-entry.
That's cool.
It's like a re-entry kind of thing.
Yeah, but then they didn't really spend time on it or acknowledge that, which it wouldn't take much.
I
Just
think
like
we
a
can
little.
all agree though that Jonathan Majors is fucking amazing actor.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
beast.
Tristan. No, yeah, he was
He's
the
the best
hero
part
of the
of this
movie, and he was
movie.
played the villain.
I
So
can
far.
agree. I was thinking that like he was the villain a lot of times.
Just the way he acts, like regardless of the script, the dialogue, like
because I felt like he had been the
you can
president.
see it in his
movie.
face, like he'd gone
He's
through
doing
some
it.
shit,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and
I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan sucks or anything, but
No, yeah, he's-
Jonathan
he's
Majors
good.
did do a good
You
job.
know,
he had to Jekyll a lot in this movie.
Yeah, for sure. I can't imagine,
But
acting
yeah,
in the
you were
Creed
saying like the
while trying to
anime
direct
style,
it and
like,
shit.
totally, like especially during the fights, and they were unique
With the
compared to
lights,
other
it was like I
ones.
like the lights.
I
Honestly,
feel
I
like
wish I
well,
went
even
further
just the
with it.
regular boxing,
Yeah.
a lot more wide shots than I think I'm used to in boxing films.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially at that stadium, yeah, like just panning, even seeing like the boards in the background, like the little things like that, and
Yeah.
obviously like
I feel like
with no one around.
bringing in I can't remember the name of the Mexican
that was
fighter,
still cool, man.
but I feel like bringing him back into
And, like,
it
the
more.
prison.
Because like they didn't
The
even
one who he beat the crap out
yeah,
of.
yeah, the
Well,
original
he was done.
champ. He was done. They brought him back in the finale. He never even got his mom got more time in the fucking wide shot than he did. There, he was just sort
they
of like
had
an extra.
the monster. He had the facial mask on. He was a
Yeah.
whole luchador.
Yeah, that's.
I was feeling that.
Well, just because like I feel like that's like what so Apollo Creed, like he was like what like his role that you kind of grew into and shit, like being like working with the old enemies and whatever. You know what I mean? That was like his whole like after Rocky 2, then like he like saves fucking he's like, okay, listen, we haven't liked each other, but this other guy's worse, so I'm gonna help you. So like the fucking if Michael B.
like
Jordan
the Russian guy or whoever that was.
I
from the
like
other
how
one.
he came back in. Yeah, the fucking Drago came back to help him.
He's from the 1 or 2. I can't remember
Yeah.
honestly.
The son of the villain of Rocky.
That was the last one, right?
Yeah. I liked how they
Drago.
brought him back in and whatever.
So who was the first one? What the fuck was
The
that
first one, I don't even remember who the bad guy the first one. It doesn't even matter. It's just like
I guess for sure.
Yeah.
He lost, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did he?
Yeah, he did. I
Shit.
think.
I think he. Wait, no. I think he won the first because then he. Wait, no, never mind.
He won
might
in the
have
second one. He lost in the first one and won in the second
Right.
one. And now he's just legacy win every movie. So
That's how it goes.
unless he chooses to like stop doing these, because he could do another
exactly
three.
how Rocky went. He lost the first time, and
Yeah,
won,
for sure.
and then won again.
Yeah, they set that daughter thing up too much. I feel like that was her main purpose in the movie, was for a sequel.
Yeah.
But honestly, if they made her, just did that fucking thing where it's like, okay, like he's got the reason to go back in the ring now because it's like her fucking soul. Rather, if she's gonna be a fighter, but what kind of fighter? Like fucking prison, like doing like elbows and fucking people's like gouging people's eyes out and shit. Or like be like him, where he's like, okay, yeah, we're fighting, but there's like, it's not about the violence.
Disgraced,
it's about
but
the
he
fucking,
won fair and square.
Yeah.
Who?
So,
Who do you mean?
Jonathan Majors, like, he got deducted points for doing all that stuff,
Yeah.
but that's,
Yeah, he
that's
still
a
won.
Regulated,
Yeah, I guess
that's
legit,
a regulated
I don't know.
like fight right there.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I was just going with the crowd around me because everybody in the fucking theater had something to say.
Yeah.
Oh my
That was,
God.
I like being in an
Too many
engaged
kids in that
theater.
theater.
Yeah, there were a
Some
lot
of
of
them
kids
left though,
in
I think,
there,
at a
yeah.
certain point. I remember someone like,
and then they were still playing at the end on the stairs. Next
Yeah, bro. Why were
playing.
the people were cheering in there? And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I don't think Creed can hear you, but I feel
there's
it.
someone
Yeah,
filming
they
in the
were.
front row with this fucking flashlight on. I noticed that
Okay.
during the fight.
I think
or
they,
whatever.
yeah,
Oh,
they, were,
yeah, I
they were
was wondering
filming and
what
then they
that
were
was.
turning the flashlight to look
Yeah.
or something.
Because I remember someone like stretching and then seeing them projected on the fucking
Yeah, oh,
screen,
yeah.
like during the end fight and whatever. I dug it. I feel like it's fun.
That's what you
being,
come to the
like-
movies for.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you're
Yeah.
here, it is.
I mean,
or whatever the fuck it is.
oh yeah, we got here just as Nicole Kidman was
Was
coming out.
wrapping
That
it up.
was-
Yeah, I know.
Ah,
Thank
Wrapping
God
it
for that
up.
for that pre-roll, otherwise we would
man.
have missed a couple minutes.
Yeah.
What happened? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter.
I was hoping that little theme throughout, where in the first fight, the amateur fight as kids, he like whispered something to Adonis. He's like, after he was getting, he's like, I got this,
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah.
And then proceeds to knock him out in the first round. First
Yeah.
round knockout, I think
Yeah.
was the line. But that didn't come back.
Yeah.
I would have
hope-
hoped that like
Oh yeah, I
something,
thought,
like,
and
would've-
his right hook, and I feel like they did set up a lot of stuff that.
Oh, you know what
didn't
would have
come
been
through.
good with like so
Because
he
at the
gets the
end, it
opening.
was like there wasn't
That's
any
cool, I love
special
that
thing.
I love that, and they should have been like, have fucking Duke Jr. be like fucking like, okay, he's gonna want to like look, like just do something with like how he's gonna want to like gloat over you. He wants to like fucking keep, his eyes, he's like look in your eyes as he beats you or some fucking shit like that or whatever, just so that way. Because they were talking about, exploit his weaknesses. What were his weaknesses? His weakness was that he opened himself
were
up so he could look
exploited.
at him. Or whatever. But I feel like just like showing ahead of time that like that's why Michael B. Jordan's the better boxer because he's
Yeah,
like,
I feel like that's again, that was a lot of things. Like even him fighting dirty, there was a lot of things they just didn't really touch
Yeah.
on in the film. But they were setting it up the whole time.
Yeah.
But then they just gave us an artful fight instead, where it was like colors and
It's a
colors
fucking
and smoke
awesome
and
fight.
everything.
That
It
was
was
like a
cool,
fucking
but
Fighting in
badass.
prison.
yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't feel like
So-
it actually touched on a lot of those things it was setting up.
if
Like
they-
it was just
if
in my
in
imagination
the
at
training
that
montage,
point.
maybe if they showed like, okay, you're gonna fight this fucking hard dude who's gonna attack you dirty, and you gotta learn how to dodge him or whatever. Fight the fucking board that has like sharp things on it, so you can't like get close. You can't fight like normal because he's gonna get you if you fight normal or whatever. And then showing that in the fight that Jonathan Majors is like doing the things and he can counter it now.
Yeah, I feel like they
It's just,
didn't show any of the trick stuff.
I mean, even Rocky 4 was like the worst Rocky, and they still like would show like Rocky like strategizing and whatever, which Rocky 4 is fucking terrible movie.
gut.
Oh my god, I like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
showed
yeah,
Jonathan
yeah.
Majors
I
doing
was
that.
practicing during prison.
Yeah,
But even the time between the first fight when he's fighting dirty and the last fight, it seemed like he had learned some things, but they didn't really set that up.
I feel like a lot got cut. It
They-
seemed like it was one of those
They
movies.
spent all this time showing like
Also,
fucking
who was his
Dame.
trainer? Like they didn't.
Oh yeah.
explain
He was just the
Yeah,
two
like
guys, the
those
two
people.
mysterious black guys who just were always in the corner, like, you know what you came here to do.
If they were in the prison photo, and it's like, okay,
Yeah,
it's got his
literally.
fucking and whatever. So
It
like,
felt like there was the dark side of the force
Yeah.
or something. Like you
But
know you came to
they
win.
showed fucking Dame like straight, like, oh, okay, look, I'm gonna hit him there or whatever. He leaves that open, so I'm gonna get him. And they spent time with him doing that, but they didn't give Adonis any time with like showing like why is he good besides the fact that he's the main character. You know.
Well, that's enough power right there. You had 2 movies to see.
That's
why
I
this
guess,
guy's the
yeah.
best.
Yeah.
muscle memories. You gotta get all that back.
I will also say that for him, he didn't have to really go through much
Yeah.
to get it all back. But I guess if you're the champ,
No,
it's
it
like
is.
that.
It's actually scientifically proven.
But he got a super minor montage, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden
your
he's
brain,
like,
your brain stores all the muscle memories. You just have to.
Yeah.
You just have to train a little bit.
Yeah.
And remember.
okay,
Scientific.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Science.
because when you're good, you're just always you're naturally
Yeah.
good.
It's like red-
okay.
Yeah.
I had forgotten that, like, so I forgot about Duke Jr.'s backstory, and I was like, did they recast fucking Duke, the guy who'd been in like every single fucking Rocky since the first one to like all through every single, he's in every fucking Rocky movie.
But he's Duke Jr. now.
But so I then when they finally said Duke Jr., I was like, okay, cool. They didn't just recast this dude.
Lil
Like that would
Duke.
suck. Like,
Lil
yeah,
Duke.
but yeah. Anyway, so I'm glad because Duke
I
was
never
Apollo
thought
Creed's
about
fucking
that. Yep,
trainer. in the
Never
first
even
one.
thought about that one at
Yeah.
all.
And he becomes Rocky's trainer and whatever. So it was like, oh, cool. That's like I like that continuity there. But I just
Alright.
forgot because there's a lot of fucking lore at this point now.
Who,
It's
Duke?
funny ones, yeah.
I know how there's lore around Rocky, the Rocky verse out here. Like what?
Oh man.
But hey, you got something that's gonna. I feel like I saw a interview, and that's why I was like, he was saying that the IP is strong, and there's so many different things you can do with it.
Yeah.
So sky's the limit. And I was like, I guess that's true.
I mean, they got. I feel like that's why they got to
It's
build
only-
up people like the Mexican
Rocky
fighter,
anime.
get more of those
For me,
secondary
really,
characters they can have. like-
Boxing, there's only so much you can do. Like it
I can
seems
agree.
Well,
like.
then like the personalities.
how do you-
It's
like,
about
how
the
do you get
stories,
creative
yeah.
with it?
If they
It's
built
gonna be
up
about
the
the
guy,
stories.
because he was fucking like
But
grooming
then you
the
box.
Mexican
You
dude.
box at the end,
right?
and someone
Yeah, he
wins.
was like,
Like,
yeah,
it's
he
not
was
that.
involved-
It's
he
He was
not that
involved with
interesting
the
after a certain point.
with the Mexican dude. He was involved with that dude's fucking family, you know, and all that shit. He was like mentoring him to be the fucking best, and then he gets sidelined. I feel like if they want to build a
Yo, when
verse,
he got knocked
bring
the
him
hell
in.
out.
Yeah,
so
so,
he
like-
sidelined
Yeah,
himself by
yeah.
losing.
So maybe it's like, okay, you know what? You're not the fighter. Maybe
Hey.
you're the trainer. Maybe you, because you're scrappy and shit. So maybe that's like just sort of how he can get the edge.
He was
Or
actually
whatever, you know?
like, wasn't he the top guy till
That's
Jonathan
it,
Majors
yeah.
came
So
in?
like,
Yeah,
and
for
he
sure.
was Adonis's specific person. He was like fucking bringing up.
Well,
and, like,
Adonis
training.
realized through all of that this
Adonis
dude
is
sucks.
like, go fuck yourself.
Well, you just got your ass beat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll hold up
Yeah.
in the ring.
Oh man, don't let the door hit you on your fucking way out.
Yo, now Jonathan Majors is my new guy.
Yeah. Oh man, no, it was a good movie though. I liked it a lot. It was fun to watch.
Rated, guys.
8, maybe.
Oh,
7.5
I
easy.
heard that.
8.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna give it to
say
8.5.
Yeah.
Seven's pretty good.
Oh,
I feel like yes,
dang.
solid
7.
7.5. But I didn't. Enjoy
I'm black
it enough.
though, so you know I was appreciating just all the
I feel like it was only like during like the end fight when I was
strong black
thinking,
role
like,
models.
Wait, what was the number you said?
8.5.
Nice. So that's like around. I feel like it's a pretty good average, but I don't know what it would be.
I'll say like
Whatever.
7.58.
Like a 7.5
Yeah.
probably.
7.75.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually it. But you know, we got a round in hindsight.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Majors comes out of prison, and like, where is he staying? Like, what is he doing?
Well, he was staying in that cell. I felt like he was literally staying in
Does
a
he
new
know?
cell that he just made.
Honestly, if they
He's
built
like, yeah, I
that
don't
up
want to
more,
hand out. Like,
you
but
know?
where is like they don't really.
They should have
explain.
spent less time with Michael B. Jordan. Just made it Jonathan Majors' fucking movie.
I thought
Yeah.
they were gonna make him
Yeah.
like,
That would-
you know what I
and then-
mean? Give him a new little story arc.
And like Michael B. Jordan is like the set supporting character.
Yeah,
who
legit.
kind of
I
comes
thought
in.
they were gonna take
That
it
would
that
have been
way.
pretty cool because then if
They still can.
because you could have Jonathan Majors lose at the end, and it's like it's still the same ending, but you're focusing on his fucking shit. And that's
Yeah. Well,
what
it was
they're-
kind of what they did with the movie.
But
I
then they
feel
made
like-
it all about him, though. They made it all about fucking Adonis.
Well, I feel like he was wrapping up his
Yeah.
trilogy.
Which
Yeah.
we already,
Yeah.
Isn't this his
I'm
last
not
one, or is
interested.
it not?
I mean, I don't know how many Rockies did they fucking make. 6.
Yeah.
They ended Rocky like 5.
But I don't
times.
think that Michael B. Jordan would be the type to go into the Rocky
I
franchise
don't know,
at
he was in
84
2
years
fucking
old.
superhero movies, so who knows? I mean,
Really.
at
It's
least,
possible.
right? The Fantastic Four and then the Chronicle.
Yeah, but I can't see him doing like, you know, like Creed 6 and he's just
Oh,
standing
wait,
here with a
no.
cane.
Oh my god, he was in both Black Panther movies, so 4. 4
Oh, I
fucking-
forgot he was in both
Yeah.
of those, huh?
So that's like, so he's does all the franchises and shit. right?
Yeah,
It's
but he
like-
didn't do it to death.
He's smart.
He
He
actually
built
was
it up.
out of all those
I
franchises.
feel like he can like walk away and then sort of leave the. I feel like that's a rare opportunity to leave the legacy like intact with like 3 solid entries. that were
Yeah,
all
and I
well
think
received.
he can keep going, but he has to switch over to like
Yeah.
old Rocky sooner than later.
Actually, what are reviews saying about this? What are people?
I don't
think?
even know.
I never. Looked
I would
up.
guess that they were giving it about 79 no, probably like 73%.
70.
That's my guess.
I feel like
On
it's the
what?
kind of movie that
IMDb
like.
says
That was kinda like our
7.3.
rating.
7.3. Damn.
Oh shit! Damn.
Rotten Tomatoes actually 88. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's like
People
around
liked it.
like I mean I feel like the average is out there to be.
But
right on the
you know,
money.
Rotten Tomatoes is
It was good.
I don't know because it's like people like it or hate it.
So it's fresh.
So
it's
like-
certified fresh.
it's not
or whatever.
actually
Certified.
Are we gonna
accurate
now? We're gonna get
rating,
hit
it's
by the
like-
copyright. I'm sorry, Rotten Tomatoes.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever
Something was
fucking
gonna
catchphrase.
get
I
it
think
caught
it
up
was
anyway.
a sick better. You could think it was a thumbs up,
It was better
but
than
not
Rocky
like
5.
a 10. And if everyone thinks that, majority of people think
I think that's
it's like
better.
a 6, then it skews to like
I'm okay with that. I'm
Closer
okay with
to
the
100.
skew because everybody else is trying to like hate on everything. So I'd rather it skew up in
Yeah.
movie's favor.
I feel like there's been some good shit out.
I think
mean,
it's
this
an
was
okay
good.
movie. I don't think it's.
I thought this was good. 65.
I
was
don't
good.
think it's an 88. Okay, tell us how you really feel.
All right, but yeah, like, what about like 73? That's like still
Yeah,
a passing
73.
grade.
I
you know
agree.
what
I
mean?
think
That's
it was solid. It was a solid movie.
Yeah.
I will say the predictability was getting to me, but it was still a fun ride. Knowing where it was gonna go, the adventure still did
Yeah.
it for me. But I knew Moms wasn't gonna make it through
Yeah,
the
but
movie.
there's a lot of
I knew him
movies.
and Jonathan
There's a
Majors
lot
had
of
to
movies
fight.
out.
Like, come on.
looking for something different.
Well, I can feel that. I can feel that.
Yeah. What else is that even out right now? 65 was good.
I gotta see that one still. I gotta like
Puss in Boots was amazing. It was the best thing I've ever seen.
Shazam.
All right, we out.